Hello and welcome to Division 5 at Miami. You are joined by myself, Mr. Edge, and you're also joined by my co-commentator, Whiff.
How's it going?
Yeah, good, mate. It's good to have you back. I know there's been a couple of instances where I've been commentating and you've been commentating with different people, but it's good to have you back, man. It's good to be back.
Yeah, definitely. Glad to be back. Yeah, I missed it.
Absolutely. It is sad to say, though, but this is actually the final race of the first half of the season, so we won't see each other for another week.
I mean, not in the comms box, but
Not in the comms box.
yeah, it's yeah, taking a couple of weeks off. You miss it. So
Yeah,
coming
absolutely.
back as I think Ados has retired. I think he's got a quali ban, so that
Yeah,
would be the reason behind that.
we will quickly have a look. As it looks like the first man to go out will be Cross Eyes Gaming, the return for the Haas driver. Mudpack has also retired. We do have a few quali bands here, actually, I'm pretty sure.
Yep. So we'll see CSW Racing, who's XF Kodo, he will retire, as well as Cross Eyes. So I'd say he's doing a an L lap just to get his setup on, make sure it's all good. And then he should come into the pits and retire. If he crosses that line, that is what's the ruling behind that? Is that another quali ban? I believe.
What, the... If he crosses the
If Cross
line,
Eyes doesn't, if he doesn't come into the pits
he's allowed to
now,
go out and set a lap, and
he can't settle
then...
that.
No, he can go out, do the lap, but then he has to come in on the out lap. He can't cross the line. The second
Yep,
he crosses the line, it's out.
yep. So he has to come into the pits here. But apart from them,
He hasn't validated.
I'm has he?
Yes.
He has.
So
Um, yeah,
he's
I'm
also
looking
on
forward to this
that.
race. There's going to be a lot of people that are in places on the grid that they probably shouldn't be. Um, I believe it was Mudpack who reserved last night. I'll just double check. In Division 4. And he did pretty well there, so excited to see what he can do.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do have Cross Eyes, CSW, and ADOS serving a quali band today. And we do have Mudpack who's actually serving a quali band as well. So, yeah, we've had two
A
of the
lot
four
of quali
drivers already
bands.
retire. So, pretty much, this is going to be a throwaway session, I reckon.
Yeah, people just kind of set their laps, just make sure it's make sure they actually set a lap.
Yeah,
Um, just so they can get into Q2, and you must set a lap. That's really the rule.
pretty much.
As we've got, it looks like the House of Chef who's on a lap at the moment. Coming through the S section that is very difficult to get right. He seems to cut in, which is pretty good. That's almost the optimal line to take there. Burning a little bit of battery, a lot of battery on this straight. So we'll probably see him go into medium for this section coming up to save battery for that last big straight. He's actually on none, so he's going to lose quite a bit of time here compared to if he was on medium. So he goes very wide there in those couple of corners. Fourth gear now down to second. Mounts the curb. Now onto the large DRS straight. DRS obviously not active yet, but he's burning all of his battery down here. He's got a lot to spare. Opens DRS, coming into the final major corner. Just braking and turning in. He can take a lot more of that apex, but burning it all up to the line. You want to be careful with the deploy on this last little stretch, and it's a 27.5 for NZT Chef.
It's a good start in Q1.
It is. I think he would be pretty happy with that one, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually just trying to see if we can get some people in, because obviously we do have some qualification bands. May as well knock out some interviews, right?
Might as well.
Got
We've also seen Tudor just go pole. 6/10 quicker. All right.
absolutely.
see what we have in
Only
here.
person who did not retire so far is CSW Racing, who is XF Kodo, who's on a lap.
He's on a lap, so that is
Right.
against the rules. I'll just check the rulebook, I guess.
Yeah, find the rulebook.
The DSQ.
That is a DSQ.
I
Who is
think
that?
so. I think it might be. It's cross eyes.
Cross eyes. That's a DSQ, and I'm pretty sure he has to
Right.
set the quality ban in the next race.
He does.
May as well. Well, it's good to see that we have 18 on the grid today. Just give me a second.
All right. You want to start these interviews off, Edge?
Yeah, sure. Cross eyes, how you been, man?
Alive.
That's good. Well, obviously, because you didn't have to go out on track today, but we did actually see you going out on the track to begin with. You were the first man on track. How's
Yep.
it feeling out there?
Slippery. Oh, it's always a pretty low grip track, this one, so pretty happy it's dry.
Fair enough. That's good.
Like, I know there's going to be carnage early, and being at the back, hopefully I can sort of miss most of it and do something miraculous in the last first challenge.
Well, it won't be exactly last first, because you'll be starting above ADOS of Mud Pack. So it'll be 16th first, or 17th.
Yeah, you might need to check that, because I don't know if they can lock their setup in if they don't go out and track because they haven't activated park permit.
They can.
We
can.
had this in Div 3, they can.
Okay.
In
Yep.
Div 3,
Josh.
Josh did the exact same thing. Retired before they went out, and the game fixed it. The game has fixed that issue.
Okay.
So they will have their setup.
Yeah, well, it's not the setup, it's the fact that because they didn't go out, they can change their setup if the conditions were different.
That is true. But they also probably would have set a wet setup if it was wet, for example.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure they would have focused on the race more. I know I did when I had a quali ban. I focused on
I'm
race
just
setup.
saying, I'm just saying, in the rulebook right here, if I read it out.
I
Right?
love the fact that we've got all the drivers going into the rulebook to check rules.
Okay, I was looking at it before. Let me open it up. Qualifying section. Any driver with a qualifying ban is permitted to do an outlap to save the setup before retiring. Any
That's
completed
saying that
laps will be deemed
You're-
as
it-
valid
it's
as event.
saying-
Yep.
It's pretty much just saying you're allowed to do an outlap if you want,
Mm.
but you must come in. So
Yeah, that's what I'm just
I-
doing.
I know if you retire first, then you're at the front out of the cars that have retired that haven't set a lap. So I think that might be what they're going for.
Well, they're behind me at the moment, so
Well, you never know. We'll find out soon.
yeah, no, I'm not too phased. But hopefully we can do something. And there's a bit of carnage. You don't want the carnage, but I'm praying for a bit of carnage to get me up there.
We're hoping for less carnage than Australia.
Oh, you're dreaming because there's too many walls around here, and the aggression in this tier. It's always bound to happen.
I think the aggression in this league is always good.
Yeah, well, they think they're prime Yano sometimes.
Aren't we all?
Nah.
Yes, Petikuji. The Alpine has been DNF or DSQ'd already because he has a quali ban. So there are no Alpines on the grid. So it's a shocking weekend for Alpine at the moment in Div 5. But anyway, let's ask you about the race crosseyes. How are we looking for the weather? Dry, wet? What are we looking at?
We're looking at 4 dry sessions.
Okay. Boring.
That's what it says, but you know, who knows what can happen. This game's pretty buggy with the weather sometimes.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's going to be dry the whole time, which will either make for a lot of safety cars or no safety cars.
Yeah.
There'll be no in between.
Well, since obviously you're not setting times in qualifying, let's talk about your teammate then who's in qualifying. P2. Is that where we should be seeing the Haas if you were up there as well? So you would be near him, or are you better on pace than Chef, do you reckon?
I did no practice, but I know Chef can get in the mid 26s. He almost got to the 25s in time trial, so he's got a fair bit of pace under his belt. Hopefully he can just string it together, because he's been getting very unlucky with actual race for him. So like, he's been good and he's been getting unlucky in situations and just getting mobbed. So hopefully he can quali well and sort of kick away. He deserves a win.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is the division, or the highest number of winners per division.
And a new one every week, isn't there?
No, because both Mercedes have gone back to back. They're the only two drivers to go back to back though so far.
If we could race Hungary every week, I'd win.
Absolutely, but so would Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be that fun of a division if you and Thunderbolts were winning every week. Maybe put you two together. Drift has left the session. Whiff, do you want to try to get
get him back in?
Wonderful.
All right, boys. I'm going to jump back in with my teammate and talking through quali.
All good. We'll let you see at the end of the qualifying session, as XF Kodo has finally retired. But it won't mean anything because he has a lap time on the board. Just watching game currently P5.
Who did I need to invite?
Drift.
Drift
HSK.
Right. Yep, got him.
He's gone wide. I think that's Tyler on a lap, so we're going to watch Tyler here. Only driver to not set a time so far. Just keep an eye on him. Still rocking the black and yellow helmet for Eddie Jordan, who did actually pass away last week, and he did run that tribute week for him with the yellow and the black helmets. So it's good to see that he's still honouring Eddie Jordan as he goes purple in the middle sector. Long run down the straight here. Obviously DRS only gets activated halfway through, so he was burning up until then. Barely any ERS left. Comes around the final set of corners. Can he improve here and actually set a decent time? Comes across the line, goes P12 with a 27.8, so that is definitely an interesting time. He should be safe, however. As we do have XF Kodo, Cross Eyes, ADOS, and Mudpack, who have actually all set times, or who haven't set times, sorry, and have retired. So, theoretically, they're already safe. Everyone above XF Kodo is safe. So the main two to focus on at the moment are TMT Legend and Quicksilver.
Yes, especially TMT, he's usually up there. So surprised to see him quite far down at the moment. He is on a lap right now, so we might be able to watch the last couple of corners for him. He's still got quite a bit of battery. Let's see where he goes as SJ is retired.
Yep.
See where TMT goes over the line.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only 15th.
It's not. He's just there though. I'll get an invite out for Drift because apparently he's just come back online. There you go. And Toodle's retired. So we should start seeing people starting to retire now that they've actually set times. It's pretty interesting though that we're still seeing drivers come out on outlaps like Fish Lips, who probably could come in and retire and save those softs, but he's wanting to go for it. So it wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing a lot more retirements from 1st down to 13th at the moment.
Yeah, we definitely should see them soon. Yeah, as you just said, Fish Lips on an owl lap at the moment, so he can come into the pits, but he might just want to see what his pace is like.
Thunderbolts, there's nothing we can do if XF Kodo goes through. If he sets another time, he's already been DSQ'd, so he needs to retire from the race straight away, pretty much. I don't think he will. I think he'll want to race. So any incident that he causes, I would imagine, would be ramped up because he actually shouldn't have been in the race after that point. And at this point, it's just stacking penalties because he's got to do it all again.
I've
Tyler's
spoken to
now
him
fine.
in the Div 5 chat. He apparently has served a quali ban last week as well. So I'm not too sure if there's some miscommunication going on there. But
Let's have a look.
just trying to look for the verdicts at the moment.
Yep. He did have a quali ban in Melbourne. What we're gonna check is we're gonna check to see if he raced in the first place.
He did.
Did he? He did race.
In Melbourne, yes.
Yeah, he did. Let's have a look at the verdicts. No excuses. If he has a quali ban, then there are no excuses. But we're just trying to verify that he does have a quali ban before everyone gets up in arms about it.
I'll just confirm with the head steward because he's online at the moment.
Yeah, because it doesn't. It only mentions that he has a 5 seconds. Oh, was it because of license points? Mr. Coda got 6. He had 5. Okay. We'll try it again. This is his second invite. If there's one more, then he gets one more, Sammy. Yeah, so it's not LP. Yeah, he's got 6, but he had 5 in Melbourne, so he had it in Melbourne. Yeah, and it's not like he got a quali ban.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if he did it in Melbourne, then he's all good. Which it looks like he did. So he probably doesn't have a quali ban.
Yeah.
We're just trying to see
So that is
before we do anything though. So, but in saying that, Quicksilver Deck and TMT Legend do actually need to get in front of XF Kodo though.
yeah. They're both on laps at the moment. Quicksilver Deck's about to cross the line. He's got no battery left. So I feel like this may
Ooh.
just gone very wide into the pits there. So Quicksilver Deck will be out. So it's just up to TMT now. He just has to beat XF Kodo.
Yeah, Thunderbolt's plugger. It is 5, by the way, for a quali ban, not 6.
Yep, and he had that last week.
Which he had in Melbourne. So he actually got
TMT's
5.
backed off.
TMT has backed off.
So, actually, sorry, yep, he is through to Q2. So
Yeah, he is through. Because Quicksilver Deck
Okay.
didn't beat him. So, that is fine. I mean, he got through, so it's not like it's... That is true. Williams.
Double
Obviously-
Williams, yeah.
Yeah, obviously with a quali ban for one of them, so it's not like they had a fighting chance, but... It's not fun having the only driver after your other driver has a quali ban to be eliminated as well. So yeah, Cross-Eyes, Ados, and Mudpack all had a quali ban. The only person to actually not get through to Q1 was Quicksilver Deck. Let's go through here again. Yeah, 1.9 seconds off TMT Legend. That's... Is Quicksilver Deck a Div 6 driver?
I can have a little look.
I think he is. Yeah, okay. He hasn't got a XF Kodo hasn't got a
Jeebus,
quality
so
ban.
he is.
Yeah, Jeebus is a Div 6 driver, so that's not out of the question that isn't his real pace, but obviously we do want to make sure that every driver, if they are reserving up, can keep up with the grid, but he may still get points. We know how hectic Miami can be. So being at the back of the grid might be a blessing in disguise. We never know. Thank you, SJ. We figured that out. Thank you, though. There's no quali ban. He can continue his qualifying. Alrighty. Now shit gets real.
Yes, it does. I've just let XF Kodo know that he doesn't have a qualifying ban. But yeah, very lucky that he made it into Q2.
Yeah, being P14 is not good. Especially when you don't know if
He-
you have a quality ban or not.
Yeah, he definitely could have improved there. I feel like he would have been up there as well. But really, the surprise of that one is TMT.
Yeah, TMT
I'm
in
very
15th.
surprised that he's out.
Could that have been, though, that he doesn't want to show his true pace? Because we did see, obviously, 3 drivers retire because of quali ban, and then Quicksilver Deck didn't have the pace. It is risky, but is that him hiding it, maybe? So we do know his brother Minmay. They have been going back and forth, and that is probably the battle of Div 5 at the moment, is TMT versus Minmay. Even though it's not for wins or anything like that, it is the battle at the moment that everyone focuses on. Could that have been a bit of a game plan to sort of lull the other drivers into a false sense of, oh, TMT's not that quick, and we're going to see a pole lap for TMT here?
Yeah,
It's risky,
look,
but it's
it
nice.
definitely could have been, but I don't think you would do that in a qualifying session. He was that far back at the start of Q1, and he finished that far back. So, if it was maybe another like a practice session or something, then yeah, you might show a little bit of some mistakes or anything like that. But I don't think he would risk it in qualifying.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, it's hypothetical, but you never know.
Yeah, it definitely could be. We've just got NZT Chef starting his lap now. So we could probably ride on board with him.
Already am.
All right.
But he is doing well coming through the twisty sections of turn 1. Sort of like Maggots and Beckett's when you're driving it, but then you come into this long, swinging left-hander into the big straight. It's very hard to get that 100% right. Obviously, it goes purple because he's the first driver to set a lap, but I think that is he's getting very close to the wall there. You can see the dust kicked up from that's been pushed off to the side. He will swing to the right here to face the swimming pool section of turn 11 here. We have a yellow flag for a McLaren. Turn 12.
That's Crown Dog.
The long
coming into the pits.
right again, and then through the tight section here of what is almost a bus stop-esque corner, swinging out wide, pushing as much as he can to try to get that line perfect through this, using every little bit of ERS and DRS down this back straight, coming into the final proper corner. Slams it into second. 90 kilometers, one of the slowest corners on the track. As he flings it around the final corner, all the ERS used, sets 27-2 to slam down the gauntlet.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Something interesting here with Maddie, and I think that's the governor. Maddie getting that McLaren tow. Now, the governor is on a lap, so he doesn't necessarily have to give up the position to Maddie, so this could be slowing him down.
Yeah. I think I saw at the start of this lap that SJ was actually behind Maddie. So something must have happened to get him in front of Maddie. But yeah, Maddie is on those medium tyres, so that might be a factor. But I guess we'll see as Maddie's about to run out of battery. So is SJ. They're both running out of deploy.
Matty sets a 29-0, SJ sets a 28-1, so both of them probably not as happy as each other. Because that toe could have been used so much better.
Definitely could have been. Thunderbolts has put in the chat that I'm correct, so just saying.
Yeah. XF Kodo sets a 27-7, very much closer to TMT, who is actually closer to Drifts as well. So we aren't seeing the blistering lap times that we had, but we are seeing lap times getting closer and closer towards each other. Gangster will be the next one to set a lap here, as Bucking Bronco has just started his lap. And we've got a couple of yellow flags down the back straight, people just letting people through. It is a tight track, so it's not like you can get off the track, you just have to get off the line and hope that you don't get run into the back of. Is that a Sauber toe I see? It is!
Well, they're both on outlaps, so it's definitely possible. They're letting the Aston through. I believe that is Drift. They're trying to, but Drift is on his in lap, I'd say.
We have to be careful of the Matty behind him, but Ninja Gooch has just set the fastest first sector. We'll just keep an eye on Gooch, who is going to be not the next driver to set a lap, that will be Bucking Bronco. But as everyone slowly peels off into the pits, I think that is Gangster going again, or is that TMT? It is TMT actually going again, so we'll keep an eye on Bucking Bronco, so he'll be the next to set a lap, pretty sure. Oh no, it'll be XF Kodo, who does not improve, that is fine. Bronco.
I think he might have just been starting his lap
P1.
now. Ooh. The two Mercedes.
The Mercedes working together.
Just starting a lap now, both of them.
That is very close to
Thunderkill.
Googe and Chef, by the way. That is very close. A 1:27.216 and a 1:27.219. Toodles just set a purple sector. Second sector. Could we see a kick 1-2? Or is Minmay too far back to get that efficient toe from Tudor?
Yeah, I think Minmay has fallen back a little bit on this lap, but we'll see what the times are looking like.
Ferrari goes P6.
So come across the line. Tudor up to the line.
Tudor P2.
Goes second. Minmay
P9.
goes ninth. So it's looking pretty close.
It's pretty competitive out there.
From, I'd say, P1 to P5 is about 3/10.
TMT improves, go P5. TMT showing that actual pace that he definitely does have. Wanting to beat his brother there in Minmay. With comments.
I mean, that was Mima's first actual run in Q2. I'd say that was on old tyres, so I'm sure we'll see the best of pace from Tudor and Mima coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, I was going to say, Vettel goes P3, Tyler goes P13. The only driver not to set a lap is Chrome Dog, who is coming out now. And immediately gets trapped behind, I think that's TMT or Gangster. That would be Gangster. So Chrome Dog might get a bit of a toe here. Depending on how Gangster goes. Now the question is, Tudor's a lot closer here. Is Minmay pushing? Minmay is not pushing.
No, they're both on the in-laps. So I think they're both out of fuel. Or running very low.
I think the surprising one at the moment is Matty AU in P14 with a 29-0. Obviously that was on the medium tyre, but he's now on those softs. So it'll be very interesting to see what he does. TMT the only one to set a lap time on 3 lap-old softs. So he definitely did a double run there. We'll keep an eye on Matty throughout this lap. As he is one of the only few drivers actually, and he's the only driver on a lap because I think those Mercs are coming in as well. So we'll just keep an eye on Matty and see how his first sector goes. As you can see, the Mercedes are getting, or sorry, the McLarens are getting that toe ready to set up. They've been very good at that all season, across all divisions, even including other drivers into it, with what we saw in Div 2 with Hato getting involved in the McLaren toe.
Yeah.
So
Had a maybe a little bit of an odd name out there. Getting into, I think he got into Q3 there.
yeah, absolutely, getting into Q3 with that toe. Oh no, sorry, he got into Q3 without the toe. He got into Q2 with the toe.
Yep, from Dale Beveridge.
Yep, from Mr. Beveridge.
But we'll see the McLarens both starting a lap now.
Just keeping an eye on Maddie, who is actually coming through the third sector. No. So there's Fish Lips, and then there is Jeebus. But Jeebus got knocked out in Q1.
That's right.
Who was
As
Quicksilver
Matty is burnt.
Maddie goes
Matty's burnt a
8.
lot of battery. I think he lost all of his deploy from the last major corner. So I think that's still quite a bit of time to find in that 3/10 from P8 to P7 at the moment.
Yeah, I think what's really interesting about this McLaren toe is that Chrome Dog's leading it, but Chrome Dog hasn't set a lap yet.
Yeah, there might be maybe
You'd have
Crown
to
Dog
think
thinks
that
that
there would have to be a
he
return to
can.
serve here.
Yeah. Crown Dog has just got a purple sector 2, so and SJ's just beat it.
I was about to say SJ just got a purple sector too.
Yeah, so it's looking pretty
Where is
likely we might see them possibly a 1-2 at the moment.
Where is the break between Sector 1 and Sector 2 and then Sector 2 and Sector 3? But it's the DRS points.
Yeah, it's right on the DRS detection point.
Crown Dog goes
As
P8,
Whoa.
SJ goes first with a 126.8. Not the first time we've seen someone go into the 26s, but definitely the fastest time we've seen. That actually puts Fish Lips, Kodo, Minmate, Gangster, and Tyler all in the drop zone. 3 of those have teammates that they can help pull them through. You'd have to think if you're the Kicksauber, the RB, or the Mercedes, you go into the other guy on the other side of your grid going, mate, I need the toe. I need you to help me out here.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll definitely be looking for it. Matty as well, he might be in a little bit of trouble here, so he might be asking for his teammate. But there's also a chance he could get knocked out, as well as the V-Carb of TMT trying to help his teammate Gangster. It's really hard to say what to do here.
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep an eye out for these McLarens, because if they don't do the swap, Chrome Dog could be in trouble. It doesn't look like they're doing the swap.
SJ's, they're both out of fuel.
I don't know
So I think that's...
I was gonna say, I don't know if they're out of fuel. SJ is definitely out of fuel. Chrome Dog might not
Chrome
be.
Dog was flashing, his fuel light's flashing.
Yeah,
So I think that means he's about to run out.
in.
He's going to be holding on here.
Yeah, that'll be very close, considering the drivers that we have behind, as I think that was no movement. It looked like there was movement for a second, there was not movement. So, Fishlips, XF Kodo, Minmay, and Gangster, and Tyler all in the drop zone. XF Kodo will be the first to set the lap, so we'll go on board with XF Kodo here.
Yeah, he went very wide at turn 1, but hopefully he can make up the time in this little S section here. Very tricky to get right. Very quick part of the track. Keeps it in 6th through there.
Hello, Yuki.
Hi, Yuki. Takes a sweeping left pretty well.
Not improved
so,
on his
oh, he
time,
hits
but
the wall.
just. Did he hit?
He actually
was there
hit it,
wing
yeah.
damage?
I don't think there's
There
wing
is
damage,
not.
but that would scrub off some momentum.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got no battery.
He does have no battery.
So he might just be looking to kind of save it for this last straight here.
That is a possibility. Let's have a look. He chucks it into overtake coming around the corner. Goes purple in sector 2. SJ is now retired, so he's done. Chrome Dog is actually going to try to come out of the pit lane. He's not going to have enough time to get around, so that will be Chrome Dog having to retire on track, and he'll have to be very careful not to impede anyone there. As we will see XF Kodo come across the line. No battery, nothing left at all in the tank. Goes P9.
Oh,
That puts Matty in the drop zone. Fishlips will be the next across the line. Let's have a look at what happens with the Ferrari. No battery left. The same case. Goes P2.
oh, that's come out of nowhere.
That has come out of nowhere. The next driver, we've actually got the gaggle of Gangster, Minmay, and Tyler all by themselves on the track, and will be the next drivers to set that time. I think we've also got Chef on track, who will be the first one to cross the line with the time remaining, producing Ninja Googe and Chrome Dog out or finished in Q2. I think that's
Chef comes into the pits.
I think we'll see Tyler also come into the pits.
This is Vettel.
Oh, Vettel, sorry.
Vettel's just got purple sector 2 as well, so we'll see where he goes. His fuel light's flashing.
Vettel's going to go for it.
Got a lot of battery but no deploy.
Cross the line,
And he goes pole.
That is
By just over
ridiculous.
2 tenths.
Validated. Let's go back down to. We'll go to Gangster. Goes P12. Gangster's out. Minmay's out. Tyler goes P6. Chrome Dog's on the verge. XF Kodo or drifts. Or Matty. Matty is almost out. A big name is going out in Q2. Drifts goes P2.
Chrome Dog is out.
Matty goes P12.
Matty's
out.
XF Kodo
Yeah,
is
XF
7
Kodo
tenths
making
down,
a
so he'll be
double.
out as well.
That's fine. But that is a Chrome Dog, Matty AU, XF Kodo, Gangster, and Minmay all getting knocked out in Q2. And funnily enough, the man that we thought was actually struggling in Q1 has gone 7th in TMT Legend.
Yeah, really good lap from him. But just look at how close the whole grid is, really.
That is very
From 15th up to about 5th, there's half a second, which is not much at all. There's 3 tenths separating everyone in the drop zone. So really close there. Really, really close. As
yeah.
Dynasty is McLaren and Red Bull in the mud.
I didn't say it. I'm not biased. I'm not saying it.
There might have been a message put out there for the Mercs.
Having a look.
But
No,
yeah, super close.
That is super close. If we look at it here, from 9th to 15th, it is 3 tenths. And Vettel Noto on pole position as well. But I think the big
Get him
shock
up.
here is Fishlips. P5, and he is coming up from Div 6. So that is very good to see that Div 6 is very competitive within Div 5.
Yeah. He's very quick. In Div 6 is one of the top middle pack. So yeah, excited to see what he does in the race. I can just try and get these people in the comms box.
Yeah, if you want to put that message out and get people out in the comms box as we get prepared, there is a bit of cloud available. It's very interesting that we do have cloud when we were told it's not going to rain. But that might actually affect the track conditions enough. So I think the thing to point out here is the only team with 2 drivers, or there's 2 teams with 2 drivers, and that is Aston Martin and Mercedes.
Yeah. It's
Marcy, what did I do? What did I do? What?
I'll say that's the Dynasty.
He said my name.
Probably.
I'm just reporting the facts. But no, I think it'll be very interesting. Oh, we have a track selection. We had Miami was picked last week, or actually last night.
Oh no.
What's it gonna be?
Give us something good, Marzi.
And Marzi's got to pick the round 2, so we'll have a look. What tracks it going to
He's
be? Drum roll, please.
got us on edge for some reason. Seems like he's deciding his track now instead of before he redeemed it, but all good.
Ugh, I can't keep that up.
Does he know that he actually has to pick a track, or
Ooh, I would imagine he knows.
pick a track, Marzi?
Silverstone!
Okay.
What round?
Good track. Good track.
What round are we doing? Remember, Marzi, you can pick any round except for round 1, round 2, or round 10. The calendar's looking spicy this year. We've got Jeddah round 1. This is for next season. So Jeddah round 1, Monaco round 2, Miami round 10, picked by yours truly. Silverstone is round 5.
5.
Alright, I will get a
Okay.
message up for that, and we can pin that.
Good track. Good pick.
Very good pick, actually. Silverstone.
Alright, just getting these people in for interviews. Who was out? So I've got Minmay, XF Kodo, Gangster,
Maddie and Crone Dog.
Maddie, and Crondog.
I'm just gonna pin that as well for 20 minutes. There we go. We got Jamazi. Good pick. Good pick.
Alright. Might have to get started with these interviews. Run out of time.
Absolutely. Who we got?
At the moment, we've
Oh,
got
yeah, we're gonna do the poll as well.
CSW, who's XF Kodo. We've got Minmay, Gangster, and Maddie.
All right. I guess
So
we'll save Maddie for the last because I feel like there's a bit of a conversation there to find out what's going
should
on.
probably be last, but yep. all good.
Yeah, we'll go with Minmay. How you doing, man?
I've put on a bit of a smiley face the past couple of weeks when I've went out, but I'm very highly disappointed in this right now.
Do you want to walk us through what happened with that one? Like, was it something that occurred, or was it just sort of just didn't have the pace today for the qualifying?
To be honest, I'm really unsure. Maybe I wasn't being as brave through Sector 1 as I should have been. I feel like that's probably where I've lost a main portion of my time. The first run through I did on some old tyres, and me and Tudor gave a tail bit of a try, and I was just feeling a little bit slidey, and I didn't have the confidence there, and so I was like, oh, look, I don't really know how confident I feel in the toe. I don't really think that I like the effect of the toe the whole way through the laps, so we might just go off and give it a crack on our own at the end, and I think just some scarceness on the throttle this time around, not wanting to bin it like I did last week maybe. But yeah, that's put me down in 15th after a poor effort.
Yeah, look, obviously there is time to gain, and with it being Miami, and I think we mentioned before the race even began, it is barriers, so everyone will need to be careful. But does this sort of affect the race strategy at all?
No, I feel like we'll stick to the same plan. I feel like it's pretty set in stone what's from my perspective anyway, what I need to do. Obviously, I've just got to keep it on the track this week. No spins, hopefully, because that's been another thing that's kind of plagued my season so far. But if I can just keep it clean, make some nice moves, and bide my time throughout the pack, make some right decisions, stay out of trouble, and not spin, then I know that I have the pace in me where I could have been up with those boys. I did some practice earlier throughout the week, and I had similar times to Tudor, so it's just finding that confidence around here again, and putting it into action.
Yeah, absolutely. I will pass you over to Whiff just because we are needing to make sure we get through everyone because we do have a few people here. So I'll pass you over
Good day,
to
mate.
Whiff.
Hello, how are we?
Yeah, right. Yeah, obviously it was really close there in Q3. Did you? Yeah, pretty much the same question as Edge. Did you maybe have like a bit of a moment, a bit of a half spin or anything like that, or was it just purely the effect of the toe that kind of got the best of you?
Well, on my old tire lap, I had a little bit of a moment. Um, just coming into that back straight, just do that little chicane bit. Picked up a little bit too much throttle and just had a slight moment. It wasn't too big. Didn't cost me too much time, but yeah, I don't think that the effects of the toe was too bad, maybe. But I feel like I can become a bit prone to reenacting how I did on a previous lap, a short turnaround. So maybe because I was a bit more scared to pick up that throttle with the toe, then I just wasn't there where I needed to be with that final lap on my own. So um, yeah, I don't think in that final lap there was any moments. Yeah, just maybe a confidence thing.
Yeah. Yeah, as we were saying before, very tricky track to get right. It's looking pretty close. I think it was from 15th till about, I think it was 6th. Yeah, it was about half a second. So really close. But yeah, just focus on the race, mate. And yeah, hope to see you at the end.
Cheers, boys. Enjoy the comms. Best of luck, and yeah, hopefully I can bring something home for the team.
Good luck, mate.
No worries. We'll have to cut the interviews a little bit short, so I will try to run through this as quickly as possible. Let's go with Gangster.
Hey,
Hey, obviously reserving up. Have you? Let's just find out. Have you been doing a lot of practice? Like, were you known that you were getting this seat, or is this kind of like a last minute? Oh, and now I need to sort of lock in and do the track.
yeah, it's kind of last minute. I was not sure that I'm able to play today, but yeah, I got the chance.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, this is a bit different than the reserve program. You're not obviously fighting other reserves. You're finding people who have permanent seats. So does that make it a little bit more like, yeah, you kind of have to be more present in it, and that might be what's affecting the pace a little bit, or is it sort of just I'm just going out there and doing my best sort of situation?
Yeah, it's kind of like I'm going to do my best, and I was doing good, but in Q2 I had accelerate on my first run, and that lap was ruined. And on my second run, I was after the turn 15, I forgot to turn on my battery, and it
Oh,
cost me like 300 milliseconds. And I was about to make it to Q3 easily, but this mistake cost.
yeah. We'll obviously keep an eye on you during the race. P13. It's not a bad result, so we'll make sure to keep an eye on you and see what's going on.
Yeah, thanks.
No worries. I'll let you take away the interview for XF Coda. Just trying to speed run these because we do have 2 minutes left to quali.
All right. XF Cutter, are you there, mate?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, just want to run us through what happened there in your qualifying lap.
Oh, well, I know I had more pace than I went out there with, but I think it was just like I went easy on the throttle a little, just try not to spin.
Yeah. It's as I was saying before, it's a very easy track to spin here. So yeah, just try and take care in the race. Just try and stay out of trouble. And yeah, best of luck, mate.
Thanks.
No worries. And last but not least, the one that I actually wanted to get to, Matty, you there, mate?
Yes.
Yes, that's good. Be honest with me. Is this a little bit disappointing being knocked out in a Q2, or is this sort of we've gone for a race sort of side of it rather than a qualifying?
Nah, shit house. Terrible. Yeah, just really didn't have any pace. Didn't have any practice at all. randomly got a set up. Literally, I think a second before we got into the briefing. So, yeah, I just did multiple laps. I think so. I did like 3 or 4 runs on each run, just try and get some practice laps in. But unfortunately, yeah, just couldn't put it together. But it's not all in quality, boys. It's all about the race. So.
Exactly, it's my thoughts exactly. Give us a quick prediction. Who's your prediction for pole, do you reckon?
I've got Vettel. He's too good.
Fair enough. I'll pass you over to Whiff if any other questions. Otherwise, we're about to see fish lips cross the line as well, so might have to end it there for you, Maddie, unfortunately.
Yeah, cool.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Best of luck, Matty.
Fish lips going P3.
Alright.
And this will be qualifying over as well, so I would assume that Fish Lips is out of the pole race. Do have NZT will be the next across the line. Barely any battery left. Coming through
it's
the
very
final
wide.
couple of corners. He's very wide through that corner, using almost all the track. Goes P3, knocking Fish Lips down to 4th. We will have, I think that's Bucking Bronco who's invalidated, and he's out as well. So he won't be able to set a lap. Vettel, can he improve on the lap that we saw before? P2. Tyler goes P3, making a Merc 2-3 at the moment. Drift still in that pole position. SJ sneakily
Just finishing his
pole
lap
as well. Can SJ get pole position? Can he improve? Can he
SJ's
get in front?
SJ is down on his time at the moment. He's about a 10th slower than his best lap.
Look, Drift
So
doesn't improve.
we'll
SJ
see.
doesn't improve. Who's next? Tudor will be the next to cross the line.
Oh, we've got TMT and Ninja Gooch.
Oh,
Ninja
TMT
Gooch
and Ninja
just
Gooch,
gets TMT, and now we've got Toodle.
Tudor goes P4.
Goes P4.
Bucking Bronco
Got
has also validated.
Broncos invalidated.
And Fish Lips has
And Fish
finished.
Lips, who's
So that
done.
is your pole. Is Drifts HSK. What a performance by the Aston Martin there. And you've got a Mercedes 2-3 and a 2-door in 4th. SJ 5th, NZT 6th. Good performance for NZT here as well, especially with Cross Eyes getting that quality ban for this race. Fish Lips in P7, also having the same situation, but being a Div 6 driver. That is a very good performance from Fish Lips there. Bucking Bronco, not the pace we're usually seeing from him. Usually we're seeing him in front of Drifts, but maybe something's happened in regards to that lap. You also have Ninja Gooch, who is a very good performer in the race in P9, and TMT P10, out-qualifying his brother in Minmay. Those are your stories of qualifying for the top 10. The next question
It's
is...
looking like a very spicy race.
Oh, that's it. The next question is, how's the race going to be?
Yeah, we've seen a lot of carnage in Div 4 and Div 2, so I'm hoping it's not like that, but who knows? There's only one way to find out.
Absolutely. And we've just finished that prediction. I'm actually going to put a prediction up straight away.
And what's this one?
Will we see a safety car in the first 5 laps?
That's what I was thinking. It's definitely possible, but I'm not going to try and sway anyone's opinion, so I'll leave that up to you guys.
We're going to make it very Aussie, because we were talking to Tudor, the Aussie. The options are not yes or no, it is yeah and nah. So make sure you get your
put my
predictions
points
in
on then.
yeah or nah.
Someone's instantly put 1K on yeah. So
Absolutely. So School will be taking over lately, but I'll be back next round. Okay, Dante.
he will be. Next round.
I thought that meant next week. I'm like, hold on, we got a break next week.
Not next week. Not next week.
Round. Next round.
Not next week. He knows it's a break week. I've told him about 3 times.
Yeah, that's going to be the question: is who's going to be the VSC? Yes, it is any safety car. It is any neutralizing of the race. Yellow flags don't count though. Has to be a reason for the cars to slow.
To red flags count.
Yes.
Okay. That's not a safety car, but all good.
The safety car comes out for a red flag. Does it not?
No.
I just want to point out,
Doesn't have to.
whoever has picked nah could get a massive win. I was going to say a fat win. But they've put 10 points on nah. So whoever did
Yeah.
that, I think that is Cowkey.
Oh, there we go.
Ah, there's a K.
Someone's put
All right,
1K.
5 red lights.
Here we go.
And we're away already. Crone Dog already jumping up to P9. That's crazy. Two-Door getting around the outside of Tyler. We've already had a retirement.
Oh,
Bucking Bronco. Oh my god.
that's a safety car.
It is a safety car. Well,
was-
we didn't
It was
even.
quick.
Well, we didn't get a corner.
I mean, we did, but not a very good corner. Oh, we've got some penalties already. As Ninja Gooch is in the wall.
Is he out?
He's binned it under safety car. No, but he may have some rear wing damage. He's definitely got front wing damage. But he's binned it under safety
Yeah.
car.
He
So,
didn't even get to bet on the prediction.
but
Alright.
you might have to end that prediction pretty soon because there's 100k points there. So
I already have.
have you?
Yeah.
Ooh. Wow, someone's
Someone was.
put that on very quickly.
Yeah. let me see the winners. Oscar Piastrigo put 67,000 points.
All right, so we probably should have finished that pretty early on.
Yeah, I pretty much finished it straight away. All right, no predictions for the next 5 laps.
He must be in the session. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Quicksilver straight lined. I'm pretty sure we will obviously see the clips come through, but be careful because I didn't actually see what happened. I was too focused on Two-Door getting past Tyler off the start. Speaking of which, let's have a look at the tyres. Everyone on mediums except for Mudpack. Oh, he voted after it happened.
There you go.
Alright, we can remove Oscar's points then. That's fine.
Yep.
I'm okay with that. Dynasty, if you want to
Broncos
figure out a way
left.
that we can remove his points for it, I would too.
Well, I think you've already ended it, so I'm not sure there's a way to
Remove his points?
revert it.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to have a look at something quickly.
Bucking Bronco says that it might be his fault. I'm just looking at the chat, not the Twitch chat, but
The
Div 5 chat.
May need red flag Div 5 manager decision. Yeah, Dante, I'm the Div 5 manager. Why are we red flagging the session? Tell me why. Because intentional. What's happened? I need to see the footage. Hold up. Do we?
There's a lot
are
of
you
people
kidding?
pitting.
I need to find out if Dante's being serious or not. Quicksilver straight line to cause the safety car. Can you provide me footage before I actually do this?
There's ads right now, so Dante subbed, so all good.
Yeah, Dante subbed. Because I can't do it without seeing that, obviously. Locked up in straight line. Bucking. Okay. I don't know if that's intentional though. Yeah, go back and check Dynasty, because if that's the case and he's intentionally done that, then I'm happy to do something about that. But without the call and without seeing it, I can't definitively make that call and say that he did something. Yeah, you didn't want for now. Oh, thank you. I will have a look at this.
Alright.
If he's locked up, then that's just him being over aggressive. But if he's not even braked and we can see it, then something's definitely happened. You just have to give me a second. Dante, could you
I
me
can't
that,
really
please?
see it.
I kind of brake like but shouldn't have been in the race. Yeah, that's fair. He locked up. Okay. Obviously chuck a report in. No, he didn't do it. Looks fine. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Accusations, Dante.
That's your driver.
No.
Oh. First silly season move. Dante's been kicked out of kick.
No, he hasn't. He's not moving.
That's fine, guys. We'll keep it for the stewards. Obviously, if he has straight lined him, that's their decision. But I don't think if I'm getting two people saying Rear end from Red Bull and Ninja to the car in front. Okay.
Yeah, I think I did see that. I thought it might have been just my mind playing tricks on me.
Well, Ninja Gooch is nowhere near the safety car, so that's fine. I haven't seen any overtakes. Everyone's keeping their distance under safety car, which is good. I do want to talk about this though. The main story of what I was actually talking about. We do have Mudpack who's gone up 8 positions. Now that is helped by the safety car, but that is huge already. Out of kickware.
He's not leaving kick.
Oh, he got me on purpose. Bronco, I would maybe chuck that on a report, see what happens. See what it looks like it does, but it pans out, so I'm not so sure if he missed braking zone or not. Yeah. Again, guys, I would leave that for the stewards, personally.
Safety car's in.
It's just too hard to call. We'll just go back to focusing on the race. Yeah. Alright. Drifts. Okay, gets announced after joining Ferrari in 2025 on a multi-year contract. He's done at Hamilton.
Yeah, righto. I have to choose to drop here, so, you know,
3 race fan.
be nice to me. As Drift has already gone, so
Has he caught anyone napping?
doesn't look. Maddie, what's happened with TMT?
Something's happened with TMT, yeah.
TMT looks to be coming into the pits. I think he's had a moment, and then a lot of people have had to slow down. So those people that pit under that safety car, we might have had a bit of damage as we've got Minmec, Cross Eyes, and
Oh my goodness, that is a move from Ados there.
Ados.
Catching Minmay and Cross Eyes while they were
3
battling.
wide.
3 wide there. What other battles are there? There's Crone Dog and Enter T. That's going to be close. You got Vettel.
SJ's lost DRS.
As well.
Same
SJ
with
has lost
NZT, same with
DRS
XF Kodo.
XF Kodo, Gangster,
Not too sure what's happened there.
Mudpack. A few drivers have lost DRS. Obviously, we haven't got DRS enabled this one. Crosso's trying to go for the Florida Keys. Yep, absolutely he is. Just keep an eye on the battle up front for the moment between the top 4 of Drift, Vettel, Tudor, and Tyler. This very much seems like a Mercedes move, having 2 drivers in that top 4 battling, and they'll want to keep everyone up, as we do have a 10-second time penalty for Mudpack for corner cutting. That is a huge penalty for corner cutting.
Yeah, he's just cut the Mickey Mouse section, so
Could that be to gain an advantage though? Because Matty could report that, as we do actually have
There's a yellow
TNT
flag.
in the wall
again,
in the Mickey Mouse section.
not even. He hasn't even made it there yet.
I thought that was Mickey Mouse.
I think it starts around here.
I'm not sure.
But
I'm not
Mudpack,
sure.
yeah,
Mudpack
he's coming
then
into the
gets
pits.
another penalty.
I'd say he's here to retire.
Keep an eye out for it.
There it is.
Yeah, Mudpack has retired in the pits.
But
Unfortunate.
I believe he still has intentionally cut the track, so I think the stewards will have to look at that.
That's only in qualifying that that is his penalty. But that's a good question, Marcy. Does TMT have a setup on?
Well, he did quali and he did pretty well, so
that is
I'd say so.
That is a very wide pit lane. If anyone wants to report that, go
Oh,
ahead.
Ninja Gooch. Ninja Gooch has had a bit of a moment in the final corner as he's...
That is, yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's a smack bang.
a 3 second.
That is a 3 second. That is a very much a smack bang. He weaved in and out of it.
I'm having some issues clipping, so if someone else could do that, that'd be great.
That's fine. Just put noted.
All right,
I'll go back to it. Thanks.
just noted.
That's all good. If anyone can get a clip, that'd be great. As we do see Fish Lips is looking for the move on SJ, who is leading this second train that we have. The top 4 are all separated from the second 4, who are all separated from the next 4. Or the next 2, I should say. The next 3, sorry. And then the next 3 behind them. Do have a yellow flag with Ninja Gooch.
That is Ninja Gooch
Vettel
again.
Gets past Drift, though, for the lead. Can Vettel get a gap coming through this section, though? If he can get that gap out, that may actually put Drift in a very bad position, as Tudor seems to be slowing down a bit as well on Drifts. Not able to keep that up.
Just look
Vettel
at their battery
almost-
levels, by the way.
Vettel's broken DRS. Has he?
Drift. Barely, because
Keep an eye.
Drift has
Drift got
burnt, but
DRS.
he's got it.
He got very
Drift
close
has
to breaking it.
no battery.
Drift has
No
no
battery.
at all.
But is he going to try go for the move here? He backs off. But we have got Fish Lips and SJ going for it, as well as Crosseyes and ADOS. I think ADOS had a little bit of a moment because that overtakes
Outside of the
before
DRS.
the DRS.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to keep an eye on all the battles here. Ninja Googe almost about to get lapped in lap 6. So not a good race for the Red Bull at the moment.
He has pit 3 times already, so not a great race from him at the moment.
Absolutely not. Quicksilver Deck, no battery in 15th.
Yep, he is well off as well.
Oh, he's turned it off. That's good. He was down to 0, but he turned it off. Good job. Keep an eye on the battle here. Drift has no battery. Tudor has no battery. Tyler and Vettel have amazing battery.
Drift has gone deep. Drift has gone deep. Side by side with Tudor, but he can't get it done. He turns his battery off. He's going to have to burn to catch Vettel here.
Tyler looking for it, has to actually pull out of it. Because we're just seeing Ninja Gooch getting out of the way, getting lapped already. Keep an eye on Ninja Gooch. He does dip out of the way again for the next 4 that are coming through. And he'll want to get out of this section pretty quickly. That is for Ninja Gooch, letting people out.
Ninja Gooch, yeah.
But Crondog getting past the NZT, making a McLaren 6-7. There's still Ninja Gooch letting people through, it looks like. No.
Tudor looks to go for it on Drift. Still in the DRS, but again, he's got no battery, so he looks to let him pass, but he tries to fight.
He pulls it up perfectly.
Tyler behind is side by side with him, but he backs out. It's not the smartest idea to go side by side through here.
Absolutely not.
But he has got 100% battery.
I was about to say, there's definitely going to be a penalty there if you do try to go side by side. Doesn't matter if it's a game or if it's us, there will be a penalty. Quicksilver gets a 3-second time penalty for excluding, or for multiple warnings of extending track limits. He is by himself. I don't know how he's got that.
I'd say he's just trying to push and not looking too great on this track. So remember, he is Div 6. So
what is going on between Tudor and Drift? They're just burning their batteries and have none left by the time they get to the 5 sections. They are switching it to none though, so they are trying to save it. But they are under constant battle here. Thank you, Dynasty, for clarifying. Yeah. Tyler is right behind Drift here, coming through that corner. We'll go back. We'll actually have a look at the McLarens as well, just to sort of spread the love. NZT has dropped out of DRS, so NZT not feeling the greatest on those mediums, compared to Crondog, SJ, and Fishlips, who are trying to catch up, but they're already 3 seconds back from the front 4. Tudor has actually lost DRS. So Vettel has broken DRS out of the other 3. SJ gets past. That is a very audacious move there from Crondog, as Fishlips goes to defend the inside. Fishlips! Ah, that's a... that was caught. Alright. Any damage for SJ? No. Slight damage for Crondog on that front wing. So Crondog actually has got minimal damage there. Cool. SJ's not in DRS, so NZT will actually have a free move here on Crondog. Makes the move late, but gets it done by the time we get to the corner. I don't know where Whiff has gone. I think he's still in shock of that Fishlips move. Probably. We'll just keep going through all the drivers. There's not many battles 100% going on. Like, there are battles, but it's just not constant. If that makes sense. Just keep an eye on the drift battle, as there is actually a yellow flag for Ninja Gooch, who has retired. And I'm going to assume that that is in pits. You're a good whiff. Might not have been a straight line, but I'm gonna say he ended my U race. Yeah, he definitely did. He ended your race on turn 1, depending on what happened.
Alright.
That's all good.
Sorry about that.
We did actually have the Red Bull retire as well, so we're down to 16.
Yeah.
Drift has
I
got
did
past
see that.
Two-door. Tyler has actually dropped off the back. So something's happened to Tyler there. NZT,
Yeah, he's trying to burn to get back in, but
yeah.
no DRS here.
NZT has actually caught back up or got in front of Krondog. Krondog is the first to pit. So he'll be the first to get off those mediums. Vettel Cookie Monster. Yeah, Vettel is 2.4 seconds ahead, or 2.6 ahead of Drift, so he must be pushing. Except Kodo gets
Yeah.
Silver Deck gets a 3 second time penalty for multiple warnings.
Again.
In P6. So Krondog's actually going to come out P14.
Yeah, we're going to see some teams think about the undercut here, especially with some gaps starting to open up. But as we've got a yellow flag, that is Quicksilver Deck has gone very deep. Very deep.
I think XF Kodo or Matty might be the next move that we see. XF Kodo is very close behind Gangster. Just keep an eye here. Just go for it.
He's gonna.
Ooh,
Oh.
he very safely pulls out of that. That is a very good move there from XF Kodo not to go for the move, surprisingly. Does he have damage?
Gangster does. They both do.
They both do. XF Kodo, is he setting this up for that straight though? I think he is. Keep an eye.
Yep, they've got similar.
Looks like Two-door and Drift's going side by side into the final corner. Two-door getting the move done. And Drift's actually pulling in. The same with
Drift
Tyler.
is in the pits, so is Tyler. So.
Except Kodo gets the move done on Gangster. NZT gets the move done on SJ, who actually pulls into the pits. Could this be Mercedes wanting to cover off McLaren? Drift gets out just in front of Tyler as well. See where they come out in comparison to Krondog here, as Mudpack has left the session, so I was about to say invite him back.
He's DNF.
Yep.
I'm not too sure how, but Maddie has got past Fish Lips in Sector 1. I didn't really see it.
Neither, I just
But,
I thought that was Gooch,
yeah.
but then I realized Gooch was out.
Yeah, and then he's already out of DRS, so from what I can tell, looks like a pretty good move there from Maddie.
Absolutely. I'm definitely going to ask for footage for that one, because I want to see what that looked like for Matty POV.
Got Crosseyes going for the move on Gangster, it looks like. Those hards definitely quicker than the mediums at this stage. I think, yep, Gangster's just on none now, but he's still there. And he backs out just to let him through.
We've seen a lot of drivers tonight in that corner. What they'll do is they'll go to the inside and then brake and park on the apex. It's a very good move, and it's very good the drivers are noticing that that's what they're doing beforehand. But you also have the drivers on the outside looking for that switchback, and it's just not happening at all in the sliders. It's Vettel pits.
Yeah, it's Two-door stayed out.
Two-door is staying out. We'll see if
So he's going for the massive overcut here.
Matty will be staying out. Fish Lips will be pulling in. We should see XF Kodo stays out. Cross-eyes will stay out. Gangster's pulling in.
I think Gangster just crossed the pit entry. I'm not too sure about that. I'll have to look back at it.
Yeah,
but if he has, then that's a 3 second.
Oh, Vettel, Kodo, Cross-eyes all out near each other. But that is a huge jump from Vettel there.
Yeah, wow.
Because what is that gap? That is a 4 second gap that he's pulled out because of that. And he's only
except Kodo's just gone off the track.
He's only 4 seconds behind. But XF Kodo did go off the track. Thank you for mentioning that, Viv.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if he's still in DRS, but he's got no battery to stick with Vettel here.
Yeah, the question is what does Cross-eyes do here? On those 10 lap old hards, definitely pin under that safety car. What can he do? Can he cook and get back into those podium positions?
Min-Man Drift going side by side.
This is very close. Min-Man obviously on those old tyres.
Min-Man's just ahead.
As much as he can. That is
Drift backs
very
out.
safe from those drivers. Drift.
Good move.
Drift will want to get past
Drift is going to get him here. Remember, Drift is on the 1 lap hards compared to Minmez 10 laps.
2-door pit.
Minmed, yeah, Minmed pit. I think it was a lap 1 under that safety car. So
Yeah. So every driver who's on 10 lap old hards hit under that safety car.
oh, we've got Tyler going for the double
Tyler
move.
gets the double move done.
Gets Drift, gets Minmed. Drift goes for it on Minmed as well. Gets past.
Vettel gets 2-door.
Just trying to get through that pack now.
Let's have a look
Minmed
at the release
tries to have a
here.
look on the inside of Drift here. Look through turn 1. Can he keep it on the inside? He can, but there's not too much he can do here, especially with older tyres. So he just lets them go.
And just to point out, 2-door actually does get that undercut, or the overcut working on Tyler and Drift, but...
Yep, I
Sorry.
think there might be some team games there. Minmed just tried to hold up Tyler and Drift, so they would be out of DRS of 2-door. But I guess we'll see. 2-door now catching up to the House of Cross Eyes, who's in third
I
in
just
the
wanna
11
point
lap
out,
old hards.
Maddie from P11's in first, and Cross Eyes from P17 is in third. It's the white
Yep,
helmet.
but remember
They do have to
remember
pit
their
again.
tyre age.
Yeah.
They don't have to,
Well, they don't have to.
but they'll be pretty shot by the end.
Yeah. NZT Chef actually did get past ADOS, and I think we've got Chrome Dog right behind them as well. But we do have Drift getting very close to Tyler. DRS is
Drift is
open.
going to get Tyler here.
Drift will get Tyler. Does Minmay? Minmay will not. Tyler won't let him get the move that easily, though. He will try to follow through. 2-door having a bit of a problem there, and actually letting Drift get back into that DRS as well. So I think Drift will have DRS on. Yeah, he will. So that's actually put 2-door
Yep.
back in. So all of Minmay's hard work of keeping them behind and out of DRS has gone to waste.
Yeah, once you're out of the DRS here, can be pretty hard to get back in. We see a lot of DRS trains, and then once someone's out, they really can't catch back up. So, yeah, Drift and Tyler working together there to catch 2-door, and then hopefully they can work together to catch the likes of Vettel, because he has just pulled away like crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Vettel's actually getting closer to Maddie at the moment, so he might actually make the move as well. But just focusing back on further down the grid, Crow Dog in 11, right behind ADOS.
Drift looks to send it on 2-door, but he backs out.
Alright. If I miss this move, I'm going to be annoyed. Crow Dog
All right.
gets very close, doesn't get the move done though. Dref on Twitch, how can I join this? There is a link that someone will put in, as we do have a yellow flag. That is a crash. Oh, that is a big crash between ADOS and Crone Dog.
Oh my!
That blocks the track. We're under virtual.
How is that only a VSC? Crone Dog and ADOS just blocking the track, and it's still somehow a VSC.
Absolutely. That
Oh,
is very
I
interesting.
think Fishlips braked on a corner apex, even though it is under VSC.
Thank you, Dante.
Still have to be very careful. XF Kodo is having screen freezes. I've just noticed that. As Minme comes into the pits, he has just lagged right into Fishlips.
Oh, he's flying to me. Okay.
But Minme in the pits now.
Minway will actually do very well if he goes onto the hards here. He's gone to the softs. Never mind. Fishlips.
Those are mediums.
Yeah, mediums. Sorry. I'm still used to... Look, I'll be honest, I just want them to bring back super softs, because the softs on the yellow made sense.
Yep, fair enough.
Give me back my blue hards?
Not too sure. I wasn't.
It's been so long.
I wasn't a fan of F1 back then,
It's
so.
been so long. Give me back the hypers. I want hypers at... Those are cool. I don't know if anyone remembers that, but the hyper softs, they were good. They only...
I want them back in.
They were tyres that ran at one race, and it was Monaco. Fishlips gets the drive-through.
Ooh.
That is not good for Fishlips. As ADOS actually gets
Fishlips,
past
I'm not
Minmay
too sure.
as soon as the yellow flags come back out.
Not too sure what Fishlips is doing. He's half throttle. Now he's back to full throttle, but he was half throttle through the whole first sector. So
He might have been trying to get
Not too
back
sure
to
what's
tunnel,
happened
I'm not sure. but that won't
Well,
fix
that's not really going to matter.
Chrome Dog does have half a front wing at the moment. He is doing a full Sonoda, so it'll be interesting to see if that's faster. Matty will not be wanting to give up this position, as Vettel is slowly catching him. 1.8 now the gap. It was previously 3.6 when he came out of the pits, but in those 4 laps, he's been able to cut it down. Chrome Dog gets past Execoto, holding that inside.
He's still there. He gets the
brilliantly.
switchback. Oh, he tried to go for the switchback there.
I'd say, yeah, Kodo going for that switchback. Very good move there from Corrin.
That VSC has brought Tudor back in the DRS of Cross Eyes, Drift into the DRS of Tudor, and then Tyler along with it. So, yep, there it is. Tudor's got DRS now. So, catching up to Cross Eyes, and then eventually Maddie, and then hopefully Vettel as well. But we've got Minmare right behind Ados as he goes up the inside of the sweeping left. And that is a really good move there on Ados.
Is it though? Because he's given Ados DRS,
But,
and Ados is going to get it right back. And Ados will have DRS, not Minmay. So Ados will be able to burn here and try to get past further. Which we will see.
We'll see. See what happens.
Chrome Dog as well.
Minmare looks to just save battery here as... Whoa, it looks like Ados is just braked on the
Tudor
apex.
gets past Cross Eyes. Those tyres are not working
Wow.
for Cross Eyes. Vettel is back in the DRS of Matty, so he'll be wanting to get the move done as soon as he can. And hope that Matty can actually hold some pace. The thought for Vettel here surely is to keep Matty behind him so that they have to pass Matty, who will fire it. Matty to Div 4.
He's pit once, and that was under safety car. So
sure, though.
cut him some slack.
Chrome Dog gets past XF Kodo in that DRS. I feel like that's going to be Chrome Dog and XF Kodo for the rest of the race.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if they're fighting. It looks like they're just working together. Except Kodo is lifted to let him pass, so...
Vettel is going to get the move done on Matty, so Matty will relinquish first spot to Vettel, who has gotten the move done definitely by that. Does Matty have damage? Matty does not. Never mind, it was just
no, it doesn't look like it.
Tudor, can he break that DRS from Cross Eyes before we get through this section? That's going to be the question, because if he can, he's not going to drag it back.
Well, I did notice that he didn't have his DRS on for that whole straight just then. So, yes, he was within the 1 second, but I'm not too sure if that was by the detection point, as he just gets it for this DRS straight. But,
the question is, though, as Tudor, do you... Obviously, you push to try to catch up to Matty and Vettel, obviously. But if Vettel was playing the game of keeping Matty behind him to have that buffer between him and Tudor so that Tudor doesn't necessarily catch up all the way behind him, as we go on to lap 18 now, so 12 more laps to go. Does Tudor do the same thing with Cross Eyes and just try to keep him there so that Drift can't get past?
yeah, he definitely could.
He's definitely not.
As he's dropped out of the 1 second.
He's definitely not. It's 1.1 now, so Tudor is going to push as much as he can to try to get up to Matty.
As Matty's dropped out of DRS, it looks like. Yep, he is out of DRS now. So that just leaves pure pace for Tudor to catch Matty.
That is also a very early pit for Chrome Dog to go onto those mediums.
He did have wing damage, so...
oh, okay. All good.
Yeah, that's the reason behind that pit. Drift gets past Cross Eyes there. Can he get back into the DRS of Tudor before this, the long straight here? Because it's really important. Try and get into the DRS. Quicksilver Deck also in the pits.
Fish Lips, that's the fastest lap in P15.
Doesn't look like Drift is in DRS here, but Tudor has caught up to Matty by almost a second this lap.
This is actually going to slow Tyler down. If he can't get the move done here, he will get the move done here. So that actually puts...
Just pulls in front of Cross Eyes.
Yeah, I was about to say, that actually just puts Matty in the buffer of that top 4. And it actually looks like Vettel lost some time behind Matty too. Because he's only 2.7 ahead, so Tudor got pace on those hards.
Yeah, but he's using a lot of battery to catch. And Matty still has quite a bit, so... As Fishlips gets past TMT, on the DRS. Good move from TMT there, backing out, letting Fishlips go on the fresher mediums.
His next battle will be that P13 of Krondog, who's also on the fresh mediums, whose battle is currently Gangster with a 13-second gap. So that'll be the real question of what's going to happen there, as Tudor is not in the DRS, or he is now, but wasn't by the detection point of Matty. Closing up the gap. Tyler gets the
Tyler and
move
Drift.
done on Drift. That is a beautiful move from Tyler there. Definitely learned that one from Dynasty, his engineer tonight.
Maybe didn't really work at some points. He went trying to go around the outside and got himself wing damage from
That is
an Aston
true,
as well. So
but considering what happened in that incident,
here we go. We've got Tudor on Maddie. Maddie just saving the battery again.
yeah, Matty will be
sorry, what
smart
were you
to
saying?
save the battery. I was going to say, to be fair, that incident, it did also kill another Aston, so I think we can give Dynasty a bit of a reprieve for that.
Yep. Good job for killing an Aston Dynasty.
Matty AU is so much downforce on that RB, those sandbags keeping his car stuck to the ground. Yeah, no, those he must be running higher wings here because he is flooring it around those corners. We'll actually go on board with him for a little bit through this sector because I actually...
Minmeg just gets past XF Kodo as well.
Krondog gets
Krondog.
That is
That's
a rare
his
fault
first.
from Krondog that we've seen this season. It is Miami.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, again, give him a bit of slack there. It is Miami. It is very easy to get penalties, as we've seen someone get a 10-second already for corner cutting. But that is a rare mistake we've seen from Krondog.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like his track.
And Panic's laughing.
I believe.
I don't know if he's laughing at what I said or what Marzi said. I think it's what Marzi said.
Maybe. Probably. But yeah, Krondog, I think it was out in Q2. And now just down 13th with a time pen. So it's not looking like a great track from him. So we've got Drift, who looks to be getting past Tyler here.
He will get the move done. Tyler is also in none, so he is definitely saving his battery. I have a feeling that Drift and Tyler will just be wanting to get away from Cross as he's out of the DRS, but they'll just be wanting to get away from him. But they'll want to be able to catch up to Maddie, who is still in the DRS of Tudor. Thank you, Panic. Appreciate you being here.
Love you, Panic.
Yeah,
we've got XF Kodo looking to send it on Mime. Sorry.
No, you're good, you're good.
As they go side by side through the last corner, he has burnt all of his battery. Tries hanging around the outside, but Mime just cannot get it. But he has DRS for this start-finish straight. Can he get it up into a turn one? See what he does. He doesn't burn any battery, but he's still there on the inside. XF Kodo tries to go for the switchback again, but it doesn't stick. Mime just goes on to none battery for a second there.
Yeah,
just try and save some battery with him behind.
Oh, that's an XF Kodo.
Really good fight.
None as well. Medium, back to medium. They're both back to medium. They'll want to try to get as much of a gap as they can here.
Yeah.
Not want XF Kodo to come back at him because otherwise he's burning his mediums for no reason. 8 laps to go in this race.
He's on hot lap though. He is burning.
XF Kodo is on a hot lap. He is going for his back in none. I think he's settled that he can't.
He's just staying behind. I think he's trying to bait the move though.
He is
But
baiting the move.
he tries to go around the outside.
Sorry, we do have
safety car
chaos in the wall. And we're in a safety car. Oh, Krondog. That is a, yeah.
Krondog.
I think Krondog has to give that position back. But what's going on?
He's not overtaking.
Yeah, he's not overtaking. What's going on? There we go. Guys. Fishlips gets a penalty.
Oh, Fishlips.
No, Fishlips. We will see everyone pit onto softs.
Matty's on softs.
Vettel's
on mediums. Tudor's on mediums. Everyone's on mediums.
NZT
except for Matty.
NZT didn't pit.
Yeah, he's going to be under a lot of pressure here. A lot of pressure.
This could be smart from Matty. It is a 3 lap safety car. It's not going to get
so
caught
it'll be
in
about
early.
5 laps.
It'll be 5 laps on those softs. It'll be tight. However, I can see it working, as I think that's Gangster also staying out. So Gangster will go P9.
Minma's on the softs.
Minmay is on the softs as well. It's a very interesting call. As Gangster gets a 3-second time
Gangster.
penalty under safety car for track extending.
That's not what you want.
No, it is not.
XF Kodo has well and truly crossed the pit exit there.
I
Half
did
of
not
his
catch
car
it.
over the line, so that may be a report against him. Got ADOS and fish lips in the pits. ADOS has that damage, so he'll fix that.
No, TMT will stay out. Quicksilver Deck, the last car on the grid, is burning.
He might just be trying to get past the 2 people in the pits there,
Don't know
or
if
at
he
least
will.
one of his teammate ADOS.
Well, the good news is Williams will get a point.
If they both finish,
If they
or
both-
if one of them finishes.
Well, yeah, at the moment.
It's going to be
the only-
close.
It's, yeah.
ADOS
Quicksilver Deck
has...
is another 3 seconds.
Oh, no.
Speaking of which, let's have a look at the penalty. So we have a drive-through for fish lips, which he can't serve under safety car. We have 3 seconds for Gangster, 3 seconds for Kodo, 3 seconds for Crone Dog, and 9 for Quicksilver Deck.
I am just looking at the warnings. The track limit warnings that are going to be very important. Vettel has got none. Toodle's got 1. Matty is on 2. He got his second on lap 9, and he has got none since.
Okay.
Also got Drift, who is on none.
What about Chef?
Chef, I'll
I feel
give
like
him a
Chef
little
is
look.
going to be a major player here.
Got 2. So
Okay.
he's got to look out.
Gangster is now hit. That'll put
Okay, yeah,
him
I thought that was
behind
some
Chrome.
overtaking under safety car, but yeah, all good.
Yeah, no. He is now pit. That'll put him behind Crone Dog. Or will it? He's gotten away with that. He has gotten away
Barely.
with it. Barely.
It looks like he's gone for the 1 lap fresher softs. TMT is in the pits now. He's going for, I'd say, softs as well.
You'd have to
Going for
think.
the
Fishlips is now pitting. Remember, he does have that drive-through. I don't know if he's trying to serve that, but he won't
Yeah.
be able to. I have a feeling
can't
he's
serve
trying.
an under safety car.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's trying to serve that drive-through.
He's
but that will
gone to
be-
7 lap mediums, so
Yeah, he definitely
I'd
is.
say so.
Yeah, he's trying to serve the drive-through. It's not going to work, unfortunately.
Yeah, not at all.
But that may actually extend the safety car out as well.
I'd say it'd come in this lap. It should come in this lap, but there's a lot of people that haven't caught up yet, so
Well, while we're here,
wouldn't be surprised if it stays out.
driver of the day,
It's just about to point it out.
because we may as well start that.
What do you think?
I mean, in my personal opinion, I think Matty did exceptionally well, because he's gotten a pit. Both of his pit stops have been on the safety car. He's done exceptionally well from having that first lap incident and pitting to getting 4th. However, Cross Eyes did the same thing and did it from further back. Now, I'm not going to
Yeah.
Ken Miles this, but I think that's going to be my 2. Kauki, unfortunately, they both got saved by safety cars. They both pit at the same time.
Yeah.
So
They both were involved in the turn 1, lap 1, and then both pit on the same safety car.
Yeah.
So,
I think saying Matty's been saved under safety car is a little bit different. I do think that Cross Eyes might deserve it more, but if Matty does get a podium, I think we have to give it to Matty. But I think Cross Eyes has it at the moment. But we'll see. We will see. Remembering that Matty is on softs. This strategy could backfire.
definitely
Actually
could.
put Cross Eyes firmly in the driver's seat.
TMT's actually gone on to used mediums. Not too used, but they are used. But yeah, for driver of the day, yeah,
Who do the Aussie wins give it to him?
I'm not going to comment on that. I'm
I'm
allowed to
not.
comment on that.
Not. Go for it. There's no bias here.
I thought I wasn't allowed, but
Of course.
yeah,
It's not for a point,
I'd,
so who cares?
I'd say if he wins, then he's definitely a choice for driver of the day. But
I mean, to be fair, if anyone wins, they're a choice for driver of the day.
well, yeah, but
I
you know
get
what
where
I
you're
mean.
coming from, but when you look at the story,
Starting
of the
fourth
race,
and then finishing first,
Yeah.
he's been up there. My other option would have been Vettel. He drove away since the start, so
that first
yeah,
stint
it's
with Vettel was very interesting. Safety car is in this lap, so we will actually change this back over 2 tires. I'm always tempted to say NZT if he wins.
oh,
That is a 1-stop.
got
What's happened
Gangster
there? Gangster and XF
to
Kodo.
have overtaken XF Kodo.
Yeah, that may have been
You know, that'd be
accidental though.
even side by side. True.
I mean, obviously, if the driver
yeah.
does stop, then you're gonna end up overtaking. But we will keep an eye out for NZT start. Everyone on 100 battery.
He hasn't gone yet.
He hasn't gone. He's gone.
All right.
Let's get this party
Good
started,
start.
ladies and gentlemen.
Good
5
starts
laps
from the
to
top
go.
5. However, cross eyes 9/10 back. We got Drift going for it on Maddie. And squeeze to the outside.
I was gonna say, and
Unless
we're on
that's the
safety
other way
car again.
around.
We're not.
No, we're not.
No,
Maddie
yeah,
on those softs,
yeah.
right on the back. Right on the back of these top 3. He looks to go for it into the S section, but he can't. He has to remember he is on fresh softs compared to fresh mediums. More grip on the softs, which means he could probably go down the inside here, but he doesn't. He gives Toot a little bit of a love tap. I think so.
Hit Tudu.
Tudu, he did hit Tudu.
Vettel is burning everything. That safety car thing popping up is very distracting to keep thinking we're on a safety car. The quest NZT is saving.
Yeah, he's going to go super slow to let people through. We've got Cross Eyes having a little sniff on
Cross-eyes
Drift
going
as
side by
well.
side.
Oh, this is
Cross-eyes
scary.
needs to move back. Don't go side by side through here.
Uh-oh.
Okay, they held it. That's fine. No damage.
All right.
That is very dangerous, boys. Don't do it. Oh my god.
Very, very scary. We've got Vettel.
They're both back in medium.
Toodle might have a little look as well.
Tudor
But
is
he
just
can't.
sitting
Maddie.
back. That safety car thing needs to
Oh.
stop.
Oh, we got Tyler. Tyler on the inside of Cross Eyes.
Gangster
Massive
gets
send.
done. Oh, Kodo.
Massive,
Kodo.
massive send from nowhere.
DRS has been
Crown Dog
made.
and SF Kodo side by side. Crown Dog gives it up.
Here we go. Team T getting past Fishlitz. Fishlitz has pit. What has happened to Fishlitz? Why is he pit? Oh, he's got no.
The drive-through.
That.
On the
The
drive-through.
drive-through. Oh,
Which he
that's
has to serve.
I forgot about that. That's ruined his race. That actually puts TMT and Quicksilver in the battle for 14th as well. They're separated. Everyone's still
Got-
within a second of each other.
Maddie is right on the back of Toodle. We got XF Kodo and Gangster going at it. XF Kodo gets past, but he doesn't have the DRS. I think he was about 2,000 off.
Before the
Go on,
DRS
Toodle.
zone,
Still
but
side by side.
they're
If
still
not done,
side
he's
by
going to get
side.
boxed
They're gonna
in
go
3 wide.
Oh. This is dangerous.
Toodle gets pushed a little bit wide from Chef on those older tyres, but it looks like he's through. SJ.
What's
SJ and
happened to
Kodo. SJ's around,
it's
safety car.
fine. We're back on the safety car.
Be careful on the rejoin. There's a Ferrari coming. I think SJ's just damaged his front wing as well.
And it's rear
And maybe his rear wing.
What has happened there?
Not sure. There's a lot of overtakes. ADOS is off the track.
Yeah.
A lot of overtakes under safety car.
I look. I'm gonna be honest. I think that's one of the two-door.
Maybe. It's possible. Definitely is. But the softs are going to be... Softs are going to be much quicker. If that was a VSC, then it definitely looked on. As XF Kodo has crashed.
Kodo's retired. What's happened there?
He's...
Let's see if we can have
He's
a look
done
at
a
the
lamb.
car. He has
I think he's done a lamb.
He has done a lamb.
How
Wait,
has he
what?
done that there?
Wait, he didn't hit the wall. It won't finish under safety car. It can't finish under safety car. What will happen is it'll be a 1-lap dash, or it'll be a 2-lap dash.
So it'll come in this lap.
Yep, it has to come in this lap. The game will not allow safety car finish, because that would be boring.
We've got Minmec, Krondog, Fishlips, and SJ coming into the pits for fresh softs, SJ with that damage, and I believe Fishlips had damage as well.
That's actually
No, because he's jumped SJ.
that's actually put the Williams boys, rather from being 15th and 16th, they're now 10th and 11th. Provided how long will they hold the positions for? However, yeah, Kai, that's what I'm saying. It's a 1 or 2 lap
Two
dash.
lap. 2 lap dash.
It'll be a 2 lap.
It can't be a 1 lap.
Ados gets a 10-second
Ados.
time penalty for hitting his teammate. Ah! And he's got wing damage.
Oh no.
Oh, Ados, you were doing so well. This is not going to be a good result. Dido will not be happy. Angie.
No. Oh, don't say that again. As Quicksilver deck is almost hit TMT.
SJ hit the back of Crosseyes and Medmay hit the back of SJ. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh Neil.
Oh no.
Oh no. Clear.
Not good.
6 cars in this lap. Here we go. 2 lap dash.
Alright.
Qualifying. Oh no. Yeah. Why did I get called out for edging?
Go back and watch the VOD, buddy. You'll see.
Yeah. At least it wasn't Sick Party doing it. Rip
Yeah,
for him.
he hasn't done a sick party, he's done a lamb.
It was an Alpine though, not a Williams. Would have been funnier if it was a Williams. Anyway, concentrate. 2 lap dash. Tudor leading. Chef in second. Vettel in third.
He hasn't
Matty
gone
in
yet.
fourth.
He has not gone.
He's gone. Put it straight in overtake as well. Everyone trying to get off the line quickly. Drift is almost on the back of Matty already
Drift.
from the beginning. That is a very good overtake there from Drift if he can hold it. Tyler coming from
Matty's on the softs.
absolutely nowhere. Matty is on soft, so he will have that grip around the outside, but Drift, that is perfectly set up. Prodog gets the move done on Ados already. That is very quick. Fish slips getting past Midmay on those softs and getting past Ados.
Getting past
already in
Ados
turn
as
one.
well. Ados,
What is
I think
going
he
on
went
at the
deep.
back? I think Ados is letting everyone through because of the fact that he does have that wing damage. So that is very smart from Ados there,
Tudor.
not getting into anything.
Tudor's broken DRS
Oh my god, Tudor's broken DRS
or
already.
TMT.
TMT gets past Gangster. Krondor getting past the Williams already. Williams almost giving up the spot to Fish, squeezing him to the
Ooh.
wall. Remember, no DRS on this lap. Vettel will get past NTT. This could be bad. Oh, there's a bit of contact. Oh, that
Ooh.
is no one's lost front wing, but that is a wheel-to-wheel contact there. Vettel will get P2, but for how long as Drift will be right behind, Tyler will be right behind him. Chef and Matty already battling, going into Mickey Mouse. Be very
Oh, side
careful.
by side. Look behind them as well. Gangster gets past Krondog.
Oh my goodness, what is going on? TMT up to 6th. Chaos is happening. We knew this race
Onto
was
the
gonna
final lap
breed it.
now.
Gangster gets past
Gangster.
Chef.
Krondog looked for it as well.
Oh, that is a send from Chef there.
Oh no.
Doesn't hold it.
Matty's got
Krondog
damage.
Gets the pass. Matty has damage. Krondog has
So
damage.
does Gangster.
Gangster's got damage. Chef has damage. Fish Lips getting past Chef. He's
Ooh.
fighting for every position he can hold.
Minmay behind. Minmay on Quicksilver deck. Fresh softs compared to old hards. He gets it done.
Gets the move. done.
SJ looked for it as well, but can't go
SJ
for
will
it.
get held
Might look to
behind
go
the
for it
Williams
here.
unless he can get it. Oh, he's
Oh.
trying to be safe about it. Keep an eye on what's going on here. That is going to be very interesting moves going up the grid. You've already got Krondog up into 8th. Fish Lips up into 10th. Minmay up into 11th as that
Chef.
just sending it. Bit of contact there with SJ. Pretty much
He's gone
unavoidable though.
so deep.
He did go deep, and I think he got a 3-second for that as well.
He did. Yep. We got SJ going for it on Quicksilver deck as
What's
well.
happened to Krondog?
No
Lost two
battery.
position with Fish Lips and Gangster as they go side by side. Oh, bit of contact. 3 wide.
Oh, even more contact.
Oh, Fish Lips from
Oh
Krondog.
my god.
And Krondog. Fish
Minmay
Lips
goes
into
through.
Minmay. Oh, they're still going.
Don't go there.
What are you doing? Everyone is just battling for no reason. I get it's the final lap, but guys, relax. Tudor will
Chef
get
gets
the win
past
here. He is
Quicksilver
in
deck.
None. Vettel will get P2. Drift will get P3, it looks like. Cross-eyes will come home in 5th. That is... Yeah, it is bumper cars. Vettel gets the win. Drift will get fastest lap.
Oh,
Vettel gets...
we got Gangster and Krondog very close as well. With Minmay right behind. Can he squeeze through? But everyone's got the pens,
I was
so he
gonna
gets
say,
8th as well.
Minmay gets Krondog. SJ goes to 9th. We were doing so well. We were doing
For most
so
of it.
well.
For most of it.
Then it was chaos. I think I have to agree with the game here. Cross Eyes going from P17 to P5. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do another briefing for Baku.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll say Cross Eyes as well.
Yeah. Cross Eyes Gaming getting. I'm skipping that. Cross Eyes getting from 17th to P5. I don't think there's a better performance there.
Yeah, I think we'll give that to Cross Eyes.
I'm gonna see if I can try to get things before we go. Tell me when timer starts, if that's alright.
It started.
I'm panicking.
I can get screenshots if you want.
I already got them.
Okay. I'll get these people in the comms box for an interview then.
That'd be good. Don't mind us, we're just doing stuff for your entertainment. Ba-da-ba-ba.
Good timing.
I don't know. I'm just trying to... Ba-da-ba, ba-da-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Oh, hello. Who was that?
Alright. We've got Cross Eyes and Drift.
Alrighty. You know what? Let's start it with Driver of the Day. We'll go with Mr. Cross Eyes.
How did I do?
I mean, we said
Alright.
we would see you later, but we didn't think it'd be this close. P5, though, from P17. Do you want to walk us, I guess, the main thing that's happened? What happened at turn 1?
I think it was, who was it? Someone binned it, and I ran into the arse end of someone and took me wing off. So from that point, I'm like, all right, get the hards to the end, and yeah, the safety car came out at the perfect time. I think Bronco binned it, and yeah, the kick in front of me sort of dove across the track to avoid him, and I had nowhere to go. So
That's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, from obviously lap 1, you pit and then went through all of the chaos and all of the carnage, and then there was that safety car. Were you praying for that safety car, or were you kind of like, I'm just gonna get as far as I can from the rest of the drivers and go from there?
well, about 3 laps before the safety car, my tyres were just cooking, and I was telling NZ, I'm gonna pit, but I was staying in DRS with Vettel and I think it was Drift, who came up. So I was sort of in their DRS and they were dragging me along. And I'm like, I can last these other 8 laps. And then that safety car came out and I'm like, cool. I was in the perfect position coming down the last straight. I'm just like, dive straight in, get the new boots on and see what we can do from there.
That's fair. But yeah, no. Congrats to Driver of the Day. Congrats on P5. It's a very good performance for Haas. Obviously, halfway through the season, why don't you give us a bit of an idea of what's going on in your mind now that we're officially halfway through?
I'm over this game.
I think the rest of us are. I agree with you.
It's a very even top 8.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that anyone from, all the winners now, like, they're probably going to be the winners for the rest of the season, I'd say, barring Calamity. Like, it's very tight at the top. Yeah, some people have rapid quality pace, but their racecraft in the 38 laps or 40 laps just isn't there. But I feel it's going to be a pretty tight battle at the top, I'd say.
Yeah, look, I think I'm inclined to agree with you, and I'll be honest, I'm excited for it. Obviously, we do, up before this race, we did have a 36-point gap from Maddie, who was in first in the drivers, to Vettel, but that's going to drop pretty quickly, I reckon, and I think we can, I think we'd be expecting also you to join that battle, I reckon, now that you're back.
I wouldn't say that. My work schedule is pretty up and down at the moment, so I could be away for another 6 weeks at the blink of a drop of a hat. So I'm just enjoying racing it when I can and trying to ruin some championship battles.
Well, yeah, in saying that, congrats on P5 as well. I'll pass you over to Whiff for any questions.
G'day, mate. How's
Hey,
it
mate.
going?
I'm alive.
You're definitely living after that one. I'm just going to point out something that might have happened with your teammate that you mentioned earlier. I think it was with him and Vettel. Did
Yes.
something happen with them?
Yeah, going into swimming pool. I think someone may. I wasn't. I couldn't see it. I had Tyler's rear wing in my face. But I think someone touched wheels and put him into a wall and spun him, and just wasn't happy about it. Some words were said. I'm not going to lie.
Definitely looks like some words were said. But yeah, congrats on the drive of the day, mate. Yeah, and enjoy your week off.
Appreciate it. Bring on silly season.
Yes, that is something to mention. I think we'll have a bit of a conversation after that. But we'll move over to P3 in Drift HSK, mate. How you doing?
How's it going, boys?
Yeah, good, good. P3, obviously you'd be happy with that. It's not the top step, but you were battling a bit with Tudor there.
Yeah.
Did that final safety car kind of just mess it up?
A wee bit. I was fighting his teammate after I was trying to undercut, I think, and then when I come out, I was fighting his teammate, and then when he pitted, he was like 2.5 seconds in front. So yeah, other than that, I was just trying to fight and stay on the podium. But good close racing though. Very enjoyable.
Yeah, it definitely looked enjoyable from our side. We were definitely keeping an eye on everything that was going on. But yeah, congrats on P3. Do you want to obviously walk us through that strategy, or do you sort of want to keep that close to your chest for the other Aston Martins who are driving this week?
No, I think we just pit when we have to. I guess. I don't know. Just send it, bend it. That's what I always say.
That's definitely the case. And obviously with silly season coming up, and Aston being in a P5 at the moment, are you expecting for some changes to get made around some drivers, or are you sort of thinking that this will be the grid that we'll see going into Baku in round 11?
I don't know. You probably have to ask TP that question, mate. I just show up on the Monday and race, and that's about it.
All right, well, we'll see if we can get Watanabe in to answer some questions for us about Aston. But yeah, no, congrats on the P5, or P5, P3.
Alright, cheers, mate.
No worries. I'll pass you over to Whiff for any other questions.
How's it going, mate?
Why the fuck is SJ here?
Yeah, look, congrats on the podium, but considering where you started pole. Are you still happy with that, or do you just think, oh yeah, could have been better, or anything like that?
No, I don't know, because my game crashed in the first quali, so I didn't really have that much confidence coming in, and then put it on pole at the end. I was a bit surprised, but yeah, just with the DRS, you burn a lot of battery as well, so yeah, I guess it is what it is. I'm happy with P3 points for Aston, so yeah, GG's.
Yeah, looks like pretty good points for Aston, bar Bucking Bronco. But
Yeah, lucky.
yeah, it's turn one lap on. But yeah, congrats on the podium, mate, and
Cheers, man.
enjoy your break.
Alright, see you boys.
No worries. We'll go to P2, which is Mr. Whiff. Oh, not Mr. Whiff. Why am
Excuse me.
Yeah, nope, sorry. Vettel.
G'day, boys.
How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Yeah, it's always good to get a podium. Obviously, there was some drama at the end of the race, but that's up to the steward's decision, not mine.
That's fair. Do you want to walk us through your race there? If that's if that's what you're well inclined to
Yep.
do.
Okay. Um, I was put on second on qualifying. Pretty good. Uh, kept the lead. Broke DRS from Drift and my teammate of Tyler. Then there was a few safety cars, and then there was one of them where I was just approaching the last turn or the after the long back straight. As I was about to end that, right next to the pits, the safety car came out. I got really lucky and just sweeped into the pits, just before the line. And then after that, yeah, it was really close. And then obviously the last safety car, and that I wouldn't say it sold my race, but it sold the momentum I was having. But no, congrats to Tudor. Really deserved that win. He had pace the whole all day. And yeah, I know it's a week off, but I'm looking forward to practice for Baku.
That's, you know what? I'm excited to see that. But yeah, no, I think it's hard. I think it's hard for us to sort of ask questions because I think we're just still trying to reel over what happened, on that final lap. But yeah, congrats on P2. Pending obviously what the stewards say. But yeah, we'll leave it with them and enjoy your, I guess, your week break. But I'll pass you over to Whiff for any
thank
other
you.
questions.
Hi, Vettel.
G'day, Whiff.
Yeah, look, I asked Cross Eyes the same question. I'll ask you as well. What do you want to give us like an in-depth description of what happened with?
I'm just looking at the clip now that Pep has put in. Okay, I'll talk you through it. Obviously,
No,
I
no
could have
bias, no
different.
bias, no bias.
Yeah, whatever. So, I was
Okay,
on the
whatever.
right side of the track on the racing line. I kept my line the whole way, and he seems to have some sort of snap or something, and hit the rear left of my wheel. Obviously, this could be different. Maybe Stuart says differently, but this is how I approach it as. Uh, so yeah, obviously unlucky. My fault, not my fault. That's still really unlucky that you sell your race that quickly. In one turn, you've gone from what, fighting for a win to barely getting points. So yeah, I do apologize. But obviously it's up to the steward's fault or steward's choice on who's at fault.
Yeah. Obviously, it is really unlucky. Do you think that there's going to be a report against that or anything like that? Or
After what I saw him write in Div 5 chat and what Cross-Eye said that there was words said, I'd put a few dollars on that there will be a ticket.
yeah, right. That's fair enough. Don't mind me. I'm just trying to throw some fuel on the fire. But
We know.
yeah, it's a pretty good race from you, Matt. So we're pulling away in the first stint there. So you
Yeah.
definitely had the pace. But congrats on the podium and yeah, enjoy your break.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, well, we'll move to our race winner. And I'm actually going to let you take this away because I think I know the questions I'm going to ask. But, Whiff, take it away and I'll let you announce it.
Tudor!
What's up, mate?
Hi, Tudor. How's your
How's
race,
it
mate?
going? Couldn't get any better, I don't think.
Couldn't
I got
get
the,
any better, or
I got
it
the
could get better.
fastest. It could have. I got the fastest lap taken off me in the last lap, so I was
Yeah,
a bit
by
bummed
your
about
teammate's
that.
brother.
Yep, by a 10th.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
very close.
Yep.
You were kind of up there the whole race. Do you once you saw the safety car come out, that first safety car, were you kind of like very thankful for it, hoping to catch Vettel, or what were your thoughts on that?
Just trying to think. Was that the first one we didn't box?
Yeah, like
we stayed
when
out.
Vettel had that gap.
I think the
And
gap
like
just was sort of maintaining. It was around 2 to 3 seconds. And then that second safety car when we boxed for hards. Oh no, we were already on hards. I was catching like a couple of once I got past. I can't remember who it was, but I was catching a couple of tenths a lap. Might have been Maddie once I got past Maddie. So I was fully confident I was going to catch him if that next safety car didn't come out. Because it went from 3.5 down to like 2.8 in like 2 laps. So, and then that was with what 10, 12 laps to go. So yeah, I was confident I was going to catch him. But that last safety car pretty much worked out perfect.
Gotta love the confidence on this one. Yeah, that last safety car really saved you there. With that one as well, do you think that even without that safety car, you would have kind of run away with it, or what do you think
Uh,
about that one?
yeah, I think I would have. Maybe not as far as what I did, because I think that last safety car I nearly broke DRS straight away. But I think it would have been a good that if that safety car didn't come out, it would have been a good battle between me and Vettel at the end there. But once I made that move, two for one around the outside, and then that safety car came out straight after that, so it kind of worked out perfect, really.
Yeah, well, from what we saw, it was a really good race from you. But yeah, congrats on the win, mate, and yeah,
Thanks, mate.
pass you over to Edge.
Yeah, Tudo, how you doing today, man?
Good, mate. How are you doing?
Yeah, good. It's good to see you come from your home race in Australia all the way up to Miami and take that race win. And it was very, very well driven from what I've seen. Obviously, the first round of pit stops, there was a bit of a gap between you and Vettel. Were you kind of, you were like, I'm going to get him, but were you sort of thinking, I'm going to get him on the final lap? Or was that like, I just need to push as hard as I can to make sure that I can get him if something happens?
Just wanted to try and get into the DRS and sort of once I got there, sort of judge what was going to happen, sort of thing, and hopefully not do a repeat of Australia. I was hoping to not do a repeat of Australia where I took the lead on the second to last lap, which kind of stuffed me last week. So didn't want to make that same mistake again.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I also want to congratulate you on being the third repeat winner that we have in Div 5. Is this going to start becoming a bit of a trend, seeing repeat winners?
I think so. I mean, that's what my third podium in a row now. So, I think I think it was cross eyes the top 8 in this division are sort of. I think any one of them each week can take it. So it's just about putting the work in and getting the job done at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I think I'll leave it on that because I think Whiff made you answer all of my questions. Pretty
Thanks,
much.
Welcome to my world.
I'll leave you to it, and I'll let you go celebrate your win with the missus, I guess.
She's not in from work yet, so it's all good.
Well, better get ready.
Yeah.
But
Alright, thanks, guys.
Look out, I'm
congrats on
coming
the
over.
P1.
Thanks.
No worries. Well, that is it for Season 8 of Round 10, Division 5 in Miami. Be sure to stay tuned for Div 6 tomorrow and Div 3 on Wednesday. And then we also have the reserve program on Thursday. This is also a week break going into silly season, so could we see some changes in a few teams? I don't think we'll see, as mentioned, the top 3 or 4 teams change, but we'll see what happens. So be sure to be tuned in for round 11, which actually does take place on the 14th of April to see the new grid. With any other comments you want to make before we go? Maybe about Tudor saying you're washed.
Yeah, look, I would have said the same, but after that performance, I'm really happy with that one. So I'm not going to call him wash for now. But yeah, his second win this season. So it's looking like a really good competitive group we've got here in Div 5. So looking forward to Baku this time in 2 weeks.
No worries. Well, all good. Thank you for all tuning in, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Ciao.